Hello everyone, and welcome to Boomer and the Burbs. I'm so happy to see you. I'm feeling good today. I hope you are too. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. And if you have not subscribed, why not? Let me introduce myself. My name is Belle, and I have a channel here called Boomer and the Burbs. I set out with this channel in January to inspire boomers, millennials, Gen Zs, Gen Xs, all those silent generations, everybody to get up off of that seat and let's start doing some things that are going to make us feel better. And that means canning, preserving, taking good care of ourselves, being prepared for a lot of things that are abnormal. This is the fall, and we have some dreadful things going on. But I just know that you're going to be all right. We're praying for you wherever you are. I just thank you for being here. And if you are here because you saw the title. We are making elderberry syrup today. Yes, I was so happy to do it. And I have so many people who ask, how are we going to keep up with our immune systems? How are we going to stay strong? Even as a boomer, even over 50 years old, there are so many things we can do. And I think that one of these is being proactive about your health. Boosting your immune system is important. So today, I'm making elderberry syrup. And why elderberry syrup? Child, just Google it. You will be so surprised. This syrup has been made from the berries of the elder. I like that, the elderberry, and it has been an enhancement to many people's protocol. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to be outside on my canner. Let's see if I can switch this around so you can see my canner. Oops, there it is. We're going to make this inside the house, and then we're going to can it outside. So they are very simple ingredients. Let's see if I can remember them all. There'll be dried elderberries that I ordered from Amazon. There'll be ginger, honey, lemon juice. There'll also be a little bit of cloves. Now, there are only going to be 4 cloves in this recipe and 2 sticks of cinnamon, but we're going to boil it all together, let it sit. I've got my jars ready. I washed them. I'm going to show you all the procedure. And if you have never canned, don't be afraid, because here you're going to get an idea of how to do a very simple recipe. We're just going to keep it real, get it done, and stay with me until the end. You still with me? Great. Let's go ahead. So we're going to start off by putting all of the ingredients into this Dutch oven, which is my jelly and jam pot. So you can use any pot you wish. I would say a stainless steel pot would be best. So I think this recipe is very, very easy, but it may not be for you if you have not been canning. But if you look at the price of things and what they put into your elderberry syrups that you buy, you may find that, oh, hey, I'm going to learn this. So let's go ahead and start with the recipe. We're going with 4 cups of water. Pour it into your steel pot or your Dutch oven or whatever you use for jellies or jams or whatever you have. You're going to add, and this doesn't have to be in any order, just as long as it's there. You're going to add the 3/4 cups of elderberries. Here they are, and I have the dried ones. Going to put these in, and then you're going to put in 4 cloves. I have 4 cloves in here, if you can see them. 4 cloves, and we're going to add 2 cinnamon sticks, and I'm going to use this size cinnamon sticks because I think this is fine. We're going to put those 2 cinnamon sticks in, and then we're going to add 1 inch of fresh ginger, lightly smashed. Now I like to use this pestle here, so I'm going to put the 1 inch of ginger, and I did peel it beforehand. And I'm going to smash it like that, if you see. Ooh, it smells so good. And the elderberries do too. So I've smashed it. It was about 1 inch. And I'm going to add this to the mixture. Okay, we have that there. And we're going to bring it to a boil. We'll bring it to a boil. So we're going to turn up the heat on this pot. And then once we bring it to a boil, we're going to go ahead and let it simmer for 30 minutes. So bring your mixture, everything's mixed in here. So you can see it's all mixed in here. You're going to bring that to a boil. Now, what happened to the lemon juice and what happened to the honey? We're going to leave that off and we're going to follow this process. And I know you don't want to be here waiting for it to boil and all and simmer. We're going to let this come to a boil. Then we're going to go ahead and let it simmer for 30 minutes. So when we do that, we'll be right back. So the berries have been simmering for about 30 minutes. A beautiful dark blue color, rich blue color. And we're going to turn off the heat and we're going to now let it sit and cool off until it just turns to room temperature. Cool, and we're going to go ahead and pour it into this sieve and then drain it into the bowl because there's a little process here. Are in there. We're just going to try to pour as much juice out as we can. And then once we pour the juice out, we're going to go ahead and drain it, strain it, strain it. And it's just warm, it's fine. So we're going to strain that. Cinnamon sticks and cloves are inside that cheesecloth. So we don't have anything in here. And so now what we're going to do is clean up our pot because we're going to use it again. So it's still full of berries. And you can see that all that deliciousness is in this juice. So can you believe I have exactly what I need, which is 3 cups. And it's room temperature, able to stick your finger in it. Some puts back into the saucepan that has been cleaned off. Then I'm going to add the 1.5 cups of honey. Start heating it up. Turn the stove back on. So I have 1.5 cups of honey. Going to make sure that goes in. And the honey is another medicinal treat for you that can be used in several ways. But we're going to add the honey and then a tablespoon for every cup that we have. It ends up being 3 tablespoons. I've already measured out 3 tablespoons in here, so we'll put that there. And then we'll go ahead and start stirring it and letting this heat up. And boy, this elderberry syrup looks delicious and it smells divine. Oh my gosh, I'm using that word again. Please, let's develop smell-o-vision. It is so wonderful, and it's the honey makes the juice into a syrup. So it doesn't start becoming a syrup until you start adding these and boiling it down a little bit. And this way I can make sure that we have all that honey out of there, because this is how the syrup gets developed. Otherwise, it would just be juice. So this is just the little remnants of the rest of the honey. Little remnants. Sorry for the shaky camera. You guys know I need video instructions. And we're going to let that go on for about time it takes to boil it. So I would say we're going to bring it to so it is boiling, and now you see the syrup has come to a full boil. I'm going to turn off the stove and go ahead and put it into the cans or jars. Okay, so we're getting ready to take the hot jars out of the oven and put the hot liquid in. So I'm hoping for 4 jars. I'm going to use this device to take the jars out and go ahead and set them on the area here. So I'm going to start off with 3, show you how it's done. Leave about 1/4 of an inch of headspace. You need that to give it enough room to breathe when it's in the canner. So we have this one. We'll put this on top. Now, is it messy? Yes, it's a little bit messy. It doesn't have to be, but here I am trying to figure out how I can do it to make it look a little bit better. And maybe you can see that this is just easy to have your own syrup. When you look at the cost of syrup, you're going to be surprised. And this will stay in the canner for 10 minutes. And I already have the canner out there hot and ready to go. You're just putting it on so it's just tight enough. You're going to put that on there so that you'll let the air out of the jar, but no moisture in. And now follow me to the canner. Your tongs to set it into the hot water where it's covering at least an inch. 2 inches they recommend. So, okay everybody, my 10 minutes are up. I'm going to turn off the stove. So the stove is off, and you can't pull the jars out right away. But what you do is you leave the top off and just let them sit there for about 5 minutes until the boil comes down. We'll be right back. The water has calmed down, and I'm going to take these hot jars out and let them rest for 12 hours overnight. And we'll look at the results once we wash off the jars and label them. You now have a beautiful set of 4 jars of elderberry syrup.